Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Amos from Acoustics. In today's video, we want to talk about what we call hybrid sound absorption. With regards to that, it's related to hybrid acoustic panels. So hybrid acoustic panels do hybrid sound absorption. So in simple terms, hybrid sound absorption basically means using acoustic treatment panels that are able to absorb sound and also scatter high frequencies, because especially in recording rooms or tracking rooms, you want vocals that are not too dead or over-absorbed toward the high frequency, because that will give you a problem with applying equalizer when you are mixing. You want a room that kind of sounds lively, and that's where the hybrid panels come in. So hybrid panels are designed to absorb sound, especially mid, and then scatter high frequencies 1 kilohertz and above, and absorb more of mid frequencies that start from around 1 kilohertz all the way to maybe 500, 400, and even lower if you wish, and that is if the panel is thicker. So with me here, I have two samples of hybrid acoustic panels that I'll be sharing with you. One of them being this one here. This is very common. Is a very common kind of acoustic panel. So let's get into how it's made. These are wooden face, is 6 mm, and if you look at it keenly, you can see that the slots are of different lengths, and also the spacings between these ones here is so precise. There's a calculation to it. So we want to get absorption through the panel, and then we also want to get some scattering. So when sound wave hits this panel, it's going to be like kind of broken down as it passes through these slots. So we get sound absorption. What is behind here is acoustic panel. It's made of rock wool, or you can make with fiberglass. So we have acoustic panel at the back, and then we have this one here. This is professionally referred to as scatter plate. So scatter plate, its function is to scatter sound. So when working with these panels, it's important to also incorporate some absorption, and then you balance with this one. So what we get absorption that is not too very high towards the high frequencies, and we get more of mid frequencies and lower frequencies if you want, and maintaining the liveliness in the room. This panel is designed for use in vocal or tracking rooms. You can use it in drum rooms. You can use it in mixing or mastering environments. It can also be used in offices. Basically, it's designed for small rooms, hence the name hybrid absorption. So how is it made? Okay, let me share with you just very quickly how you end up with this one, because it has to be so precise. There's a ratio of the spacing and the surface area of the slots vis-a-vis the surface area of the slotted, the wooden panel, so that we have kind of control absorption when we mount this on top of the panel. So let's get into how it's made. So this is how it's made. We have to design first. So what I use here, this software is called Blender. It's a free software. It's a 3D designing software. So we design this panel from the 3D software, and then after designing it from the 3D software, we can then send the file to the CNC machine. So the CNC machine will then work on it and engrave the shapes and the slots as indicated here, and that's how we end up with this one here. It has to be kind of balanced, so that we get the best possible performance out of it. So this is the first type of hybrid acoustic absorption panel. It's kind of a cost-effective way of applying diffusion, because if we take into account the fact that diffusion there are certain parameters that we have to meet before we can be able to effectively enjoy true diffusion, like the one I shared in the previous video. And that includes sitting distance, because you don't need to sit too close to it. If you sit too close to a typical diffuser, you won't be able to get the best possible result. Unlike this one, you can sit maybe a foot or two from it and still get the benefit of sound scattering, which is okay. Okay, now the second one I have here also is a kind of hybrid. It looks like a diffuser, but it's not like a typical diffuser. It's a hybrid acoustic panel. It's made in a way that it's acoustic foam. You can see this acoustic foam, typical acoustic foam. The foam is made into peaks and troughs, as you can see. It's coming up and down. And then on top of the foam, we have the slanting slopes. And then on top of the slanting slopes, we have these plates, these wooden plates here. So what happens is that when sound hits this panel, it's going to get absorbed by the acoustic foam part of it. but most of it will be redirected, so it will be scattered. So scattering and diffusion, there's a small difference. We'll get into it later, but for now, let's look at it. The design for this is almost the same like the one with the other slotted panels. We have to design first and then take the machine for profiling, and then we can be able to mount these plates precisely at different angles so that we get a scattering effect. So let's get to the effect of this one and hear what difference does it make between a room with pure absorption and a room with kind of scattering panels placed in strategic position, and then we can be able to tell if it is something worth investing in. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so this is how you're going to do it. I'm going to play a song in a room that is fully treated with broadband absorption and high frequency and mid frequency absorption, and then I'm going to play the same song again in a room with the hybrid acoustic panels installed, and then we can be able to hear the difference that the hybrid panels have over the regular absorption panel. It's the best possible way of maybe simulating what room diffusion sounds like. It's actually the hardest thing to explain with words. You cannot use words to explain diffusion or even absorption. So let's get into the simulation and hear what the absorption panel and the diffusion panels have to offer. So having played that simulation, you can tell me what you think about it and if hybrid panels actually do a good job. With that, thank you for watching.